What if I told you that the reason your home service business isn't scaling is not because of your marketing? It's not because of the economy. It's not even because of your lousy employees. The reason is the skills that made you successful as a technician don't translate over into your skills as an entrepreneur. So, what can you do to bridge that gap? I'm going to go over 3 key points with you. Number one, stop focusing on the doing. Number two, stop solving everyone's problems. And number three, stop trading time for money. So if these are the things you need to stop doing, what can you substitute those for instead so you can stop being stuck in your business, quit being at that plateau, and burst on to the next level? Number one, technicians focus on doing, but an entrepreneur, they focus on systems. Uh, Someone with a technician attitude is, I'll just do it myself. I can just do it myself. It's easier, it's faster, it just makes more sense. I'll just do it. How many times have you said that? I know I have many times. Hey, it's just easier for me to do it. But when you shift to that owner entrepreneur focus, now you think, how do I make it repeatable without me having to be the one to do it every time? How do I make a system that's easily replicatable, even if it takes me a little bit more time up front, so that it can be done over and over and over again without me being involved? So now you become an investor. Now you become someone that has invested a little bit more up front. Just like when you invest money, yes, you're sacrificing a little bit now for you're hoping for a bigger return later. And that's what you do when you create a system. You're sacrificing some of your time, effort, energy up front, but you're hoping that becomes replicatable over time and in the long run produces a lot of rewards and benefits. It really pays off that investment. So our second thing we want to avoid doing is solving problems. Now, what do I mean? Of course, you have to solve problems. That's how you became an entrepreneur. But a technician is thinking in terms of solving problems. An owner entrepreneur is thinking in terms of how do I build people? And those people solve the problems for me. A technician answers every single question. They become the main problem solver of the company, no matter what it's about, whether it's from office staff, sales staff, operations, marketing. They become the go to for everything. And when you're in that mindset, you just don't have any time to build, to grow, because you're always in problem solving, fire putting out mode. I know for me, that was always an issue. It was like, how do I grow the business when I'm still stuck doing this day to day stuff? When I have people asking me about where does this go in QuickBooks, or how do I change the oil filter on my van? What do I do when the machine locks up? People calling me, hey, I'm not getting any water pressure. Wow, I'm just getting swamped with all these questions and I don't even have time to actually run and grow the business. So what did I do? I realized not only systems, but now I need to develop other people who can answer these questions. I need to develop more of me or people that even can go beyond me. Maybe I send them to some classes, get them educated so they even learn things that I don't know how to do. Hey, now I have some people that know how to fix the machine. Also, I want that person creating systems of how to do that because if they leave, I don't want that knowledge to end with them. But if they always come to you, if your employees always come to you for everything, it's because you've trained them to. So why not instead train other people, create other leaders, lift all tide, well, the rising tide lifts all boats. You want to lift all the boats in your company, all those other people. You want to lift them up so they know how to do things. And like when we sold our company, the people that would walk through to buy our company, well, can you tell me how to run this machine, this piece of equipment? We have these big rug cleaning machines, big industrial machines. I'd be like, I mean, to be honest, I can do it. I can read the instructions, the manual, and I have step-by-step systems on the wall that tell you exactly what to turn on, what to plug in, how to run it. But to be honest, I would just probably ask somebody else. I would have somebody else bring one of my employees in here to show you how to do it, because if I know how to do every single thing in my company, that's not a good use of my time, right? I would rather have well-educated, competent team members that know how to do these things. If I had to do it, I could do it, but I was telling them, hey, man, let me just bring in the guy that runs it every day and have him show you. And that's the difference. This kind of blew the one person, it blew his mind a little bit, and he was almost uncomfortable with the fact that I wasn't the one that ran the machine. But I was like, I mean, that's just not the way I think. That's not the way I run things. How could I grow this business if I had to do every single thing. It just doesn't make sense. So anyway, he didn't end up buying the business. He did make an offer and we went through part of the process, but it was almost intimidating for him to think like that. As you grow, you have to shift your mindset first. It's easier for me to talk about techniques, but until you shift your mindset, it's really hard to actually do a lot of these things because it's so far out of our comfort zone. Maybe if you're like me and you were raised a certain way, maybe you were raised without much money or without an example of having an entrepreneur in the family or without a roadmap, and you were kind of figuring out a lot of these things yourself. And then when I got coaching, when I got a professional coach to show me that roadmap and to say, oh, I don't have to struggle. I've been doing things the hard way this whole time. It really can open up your eyes. So our third point, we talked about stop trading time for money. You've probably heard that, especially if you are an entrepreneur or you've looked into investing and things like that. You don't want to be on that treadmill of trading time for money. That's the way a technician thinks. Hey, if I want more stuff, I want more money, I got more bills to pay, that means I'm gonna have to spend more time at work and we're just gonna have to knock out more jobs. And hey, I'm gonna be working late every night this week because we need more money. And yes, you might have to do that at the beginning when you're small. But now, if you're watching these videos and you're learning from Phenomenal Business Coaching, you probably have at least 3 employees. And now you got to think about when you want more money, it doesn't mean more jobs equals more time that you have to spend personally. That was the old equation. Now, the new equation is systems plus delegating equals freedom. Now you can scale. Now you have systems in place. So, hey, when we max out this department, we can easily scale it. We've got the systems in place. We can easily train more people and plug them into these spots. Not that we're looking at people like cogs in a machine, but we want to have the business be the machine that runs so smoothly that people can easily be placed into positions where they can succeed and where they can help you be more successful. So now the treadmill becomes, for us, it was, okay, operations has reached capacity. We need to expand our operations. And then once we've expanded operations, okay, now let's go back to marketing. And we've always been consistently marketing, but maybe we need to crank up marketing because we've got all this capacity now. And so we go back and forth between marketing and operations, marketing, operations. And it was such an exciting, instead of that roller coaster up and down, being broke, abundant, broke, abundant, broke. Now we're being abundant. Oh, next plateau, next level, and it becomes this exciting type of roller coaster that you can ride on. And that's when the wave comes where you become an owner operator, not an owner operator anymore, not the person that has to be involved in everything, but now you have this freedom, you have this entrepreneurial freedom. So early in the old days, growth meant more work. If I wanted to go to 100,000, my first 100,000 in sales, that meant I was going to have to work a lot more. And now when I want to go to 200,000, yeah, maybe I have an assistant, but now I still have to work a whole lot more. 300,000, oh my gosh, it just seems overwhelming the more you want to grow. But once you learn how to do this, once you learn how to stop focusing on being the one that does everything, once you learn to stop solving everyone's problems, once you learn to stop trading time for money, now this can become an exciting thing because growth can be just another system that is in place. We do this plus this to equal this. Systems plus delegation equals your freedom, more and more freedom. So when you're ready to make that shift, we have some resources for you. You can go to our main site, skilllevelup.com, and I'm going to send you a free ebook that's going to walk you through the 5 systems of a phenomenal business. But even better than that, I'm going to send you to a webinar that we're having coming up that's going to be live. So if you have questions, comments, you can do the workshop with us. You could put some of these things in place right away that you're immediately going to see some results that you can start implementing in your company. So I'm going to link to that in the comments below. So check that out. And if I haven't met you yet, my name is Jeremy Overturf. I'm with Phenomenal Business Coaching, and we do that through the Zig Ziglar Corporation and Howard Partridge. And we've got a lot of free resources, like I said, on our website. We've been doing this for a long time, helping small businesses with 3 or more employees that the owner is just overwhelmed with all the stuff they have to do. And we help them find more freedom and stop being a slave to their business.